of the road to Japan as the transport plane of General MacArthur lands at Atsugi Air Base. The man who had led the fight back from Corregidor is cheered by paratroopers and greeted by Lieutenant General Robert L. Eichelberger, heading the victorious 8th Army. Only a short time before, back on our great base on Okinawa, preparations for Japan's occupation were complete. Hundreds of transport planes are ready for the strangest invasion in history, an invasion that came after and not before surrender. The entire 11th Airborne Division has been moved from Luzon in an amazing night and day operation. Then takeoff. The spearhead forces are on their way to Atsugi, just 18 miles from Tokyo. Spearhead forces that will soon be followed by as many as 1 million more troops of occupation. As the planes land, the Japs clear out. Every caution was taken against trickery. It's the proudest day of all for these skyborne veterans who went through the hells of Leyte and Luzon as the first American flag goes up over Atsugi. Now, Japanese officers make an appearance for a conference with members of General MacArthur's staff. Today, our plans are set to disarm the enemy, dismantle their war industries, and break the grip of Japanese militarism. The troops prepare to fan out, heading south for Yokosuka. But first, they greet 5 liberated prisoners who hitchhiked for miles to see their fellow countrymen. Earlier, in the waters off Okinawa, our vast Third Fleet was ready. Under an air cover of 1,200 planes, they steamed for Tokyo. The pattern of occupation was filling out. Aboard the Missouri, Admiral Halsey and his staff saw the end of the road for them. Behind them was an array of naval might that had blasted the way for Japan's final defeat. All these 400 ships and 500,000 men were ready now for the occupation. Then, rough weather, storms and typhoons that delayed our operations for 2 days. And for the first time, films that show how U.S. Navy tankers supply our fighting ships with oil and gas during storms and battle. Refueling at sea, a difficult and dangerous operation. Now our fleet enters Tokyo Bay. Outside Yokosuka, a Japanese tug comes alongside the cruiser San Diego. Jap envoys and pilots board her to turn over secret maps of the heavily mined and fortified waters. The machinery for surrender begins to spin. It's hard for even a Jap observer to control his curiosity under these circumstances. Steaming up Tokyo Bay, our men see midget submarines like those that struck Pearl Harbor and pocket Jap destroyers. Then, by plane from Guam to the USS Missouri, flagship of Halsey's Third Fleet, comes the commander of the Pacific Ocean areas, Fleet Admiral Nimitz, who signed the surrender for the United States. At the once great naval base of Yokosuka, the first U.S. seaborne forces arrive, Marines of the famous 4th Division. No shells, no guns, no bombs impede this landing on Japan's sacred soil. The conquerors swarm ashore, first enemy invaders in Nippons' 2,600-year history. The occupation is officially begun. Our flag goes up at Yokosuka. The medaled Admiral Totsuko surrenders to Yanks in their working clothes as Japanese reporters and newsreelmen record the event. Vice Admiral Carney, Halsey's Chief of Staff, accepts the surrender on behalf of the United States. Nearby, the fire-blackened hull of the battleship Nagato, once the pride of Japan's fleet, is surrendered too. The superstructure of the 33,000-ton vessel is torn and warped by pinpoint bombing. The American prize crew finds the Japanese sailors arrogant, even in defeat, like their army comrades, feeling no humility or remorse. another flag goes up on the Nagato, the final act is near its end. The stage is set for surrender on the mighty battleship Missouri. Today, as MacArthur assumes absolute control of Japan, the enemy begins to taste the full flavor of defeat.